Stream is live.
We are live.
It's alive.
It's alive, yeah. So, we can't go live on Twitter because we don't have a paid account. All right, here's the beginning.
On All Hallows Eve, children and adults alike hide their faces and indulge in fantasy. Horror stories and urban legends find their base in this night. But what if the entire year has been a masked horror story? What teams are masked and what teams have been unmasked? Join Charlie, Rizzle, Shark, C-Money, and Barner as they dive into the horrors of this season and pick who is marauding as killers and who the real killers might be.
Who are the real killers? So we got Rizzle, Shark, Barner, Charlie Barner, and Rizzle. Yeah, okay. And C-Money is trick or treating. So I got his picks. He phoned them in. We got those put up there, so he's good to go. We're gonna try this thing live tonight because who wants to do a Halloween episode tomorrow? I don't. So we're gonna do our picks. We got 5 games we're gonna pick from. It's these 5 right here. But there was something that came up this afternoon. It was kind of funny. It just came out of nowhere, and it was basically on its own. A big account. He's an Auburn graduate, Auburn family. I don't know whose name we can say, if we can use people's names. I don't know. But he would just kind of tweeted out a thing today from his show about how Hugh Freeze is recruiting the right people to the program, and how, we're not losing people. People are buying in more, even though we're down and having a down year. And it was like bait for the Bammers. It went crazy because I'm trying to figure out if it's because they're down on themselves that now they got to come out, but the whole Hugh Freeze is a dirtbag thing came out of, like, they came out of the woodwork. It's happened like twice this week. I just don't understand where that's coming from. Why they're going back to that? Is it an insecurity in their program? They're frustrated with what's happening on their end? I don't know, but man, they're coming out of like off the top rope trying to talk about people's past, and they're in their glass houses throwing stones, and it's crazy to me. But I mean, they're hardcore. As anybody else, Rizzle, you may have seen what I'm talking about, but
Yeah, I saw a little bit of what you were talking about, man. I think it just boils down to miserable people wanting to make other people miserable, man.
And it has to be because they're now experiencing a 2-loss season, which to them is misery, I guess. But man, I mean, this group of fans is really down on everything. I was surprised. I mean, they're very vocal about this right now for no good reason that I can come up with. Other than, I mean, if you want to point out somebody's past, it has to be because you're frustrated with what they're doing right now. I don't understand. It's a weird conversation to have, and I don't even know how to have the conversation when they come flying into the middle of the conversation and start discussing it. I don't even know where to go with it.
Well, you gotta understand it's a strong coping mechanism for people who have poorly developed brains.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a whole lot there. There's not a lot of meat on that bone. If you say Alabama fan to 99.9% of this country, they say poorly developed brains, don't listen to them. So
yeah,
they're just jealous because they're fixing to take another loss, and they might end up with 4 losses before the season's over, and that'll make them that much better than us when they were planning on being pretty good.
I just feel like maybe I just thought about it. Maybe they've lost the ability to say New Mexico State, so now they've reverted to whatever they had back from 2 years ago when this all started. Because once they lost to Diego, they're in the same boat as everybody else. So I don't know.
There is a way to win the conversation every time. Just keep referring to their coach as Coach DeBose. It shuts them up.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think that's where a lot of it comes from, is they don't like their coach. Whether he's winning or losing, and obviously he's losing right now, but I just don't think, and I don't think he's their long-term answer. I've said that a couple of weeks ago. I think he's looking for the next job and the next level. But I think they look at our situation with a down year and keeping recruits and keeping the guys we got, and they're looking at their future, and it's not as bright from my angle.
Yeah,
I think there's some truth to that.
Yeah, I don't even think his own wife likes him, so I wouldn't expect the Alabama fans to.
Yeah, it's weird. It's happened like 3 times this week. I stay away. I don't even go into the conversations of other fan bases very much. I may tweet a funny picture or something, but for them to just like come out of nowhere into a conversation and be like, "Hey, your coach's a dirtbag," for like 3 times this week, I'm like, What's going on? What happened here?"
Yeah, I don't know why Alabama fans all of a sudden think they're morally superior. I don't know where that delusion came from, but here it is. We're living
Yeah,
it.
yeah. We're smack dab in the middle of it right now. I don't know, but that was kind of what I was just surprised about. I mean, it happened like 2 hours ago. This whole conversation came out of nowhere because a big name that graduated from Auburn had some positive things to say about Auburn, and it was just like, "There's no." It's
I'm
really
more
I can't.
I'm more interested in the fact that we got another 4-star defensive end coming this late in the season to come visit Auburn that's probably going to commit than Alabama. I'm not hearing any news about new commits for them, so
no.
I think that's part of it. We have basketball, we have things to talk about, and we'll see.
Yeah, yeah. So we got our picks. Is there anything anybody else wanted to hash out real quick before we get into that? Any other oddities? I mean, I know everybody's talking about the 12-team playoff. And Lane's complaining about how that's not going to represent the country well already because he can't get a night game, and it's his own fault because he lost LSU. That's been a conversation that's just a never-ending whining. But
I mean, he has a point though. LSU gets an obscene number of night games, even like comparatively to Auburn this year, which usually gets a few themselves. So
yeah,
yeah, I think Charlie said last week, it might have been Rizzle said last week, in the Grove at night is not really particularly a scary place to play.
no,
So I don't know why he's yapping his gums. I guess because he didn't have anything else to yap about because he's not going to make the 12-team playoffs. So he's trying to
right.
get some
You
attention.
played yourself out of your own night game and played yourself out of the playoffs. So
There you go.
yeah,
Nah.
I mean,
And
it was just last.
that's decided by the TV stations, by ESPN.
Yeah.
So I mean, they'd much rather have a night game in LSU versus a night game in Oxford against Arkansas.
I mean, that's the reason we play mostly day games is because nobody wants to watch us play right now. So we accept it.
We live it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was just last season. He was begging his fans to even show up for a game.
Right.
yep, yep. He's always good for
Another
something.
another person on the copium.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, so we got our picks. I got them in order this time, so at least Auburn's at the bottom. Like I say, C Money's picks are already up there, so we'll take them one by one and just discuss these five. I need to
Are
pull
we
up the
just out of
spread.
curiosity? Are we talking lines here? Or are we just going straight up?
No, we're going to do lines, and I need to pull that up as we go because I don't have it pulled up. So, give me 1 second on the Ole Miss one. Unless anybody knows Ole Miss right off the bat.
Yeah, it's -8. Mississippi by 8.
All right, thank you for that. Sorry about that one. So, okay, they're giving Mississippi 8.
Yeah.
On Arkansas. Yeah. I mean, we're just talking about Lane. My opinion of this team right now is not the best. I feel like, I mean, I heard him talking today about how much money. The reason that he's complaining right now is how much money his donors have put in and thought that they were paying for this particular outcome of this season, and they're not getting it. And now his stress is now coming out into this. We don't have a night game, and this 12-team playoff isn't actually going to work anyway. He's never been a coach that can rally a team very well, in my experience. It's not like he can bring them all up. Hey, it's us against the world type thing. He's usually the one that's making all the mess. If it's 8, I would take Arkansas on this. If they're given 8, I would go with Arkansas on this one. Their defense is enough to me to hang well. I think it's going to be closer than that. And if we were picking straight up, I would still have a problem not picking Arkansas. But that's just my opinion. Let's see what do you think, Charlie?
I think Ole Miss wins the game and wins by at least 10 points. I think it'll be a close game. I think Arkansas will hang with them. They'll score with them a little bit. Arkansas has beat the teams they're supposed to beat, but they've lost to the teams they weren't to. Besides, what was it, Tennessee game?
Yeah.
So I think Ole Miss covers. It's still be a close game, but I think they cover the 8.
Like it, Rizzle.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn, man, because Ole Miss has just not been playing that well, and Arkansas's at home. That I find that 8 it's kind of an interesting number. I don't know. Usually you don't see it like that. I'm gonna go Arkansas on this, man. A home game. They know how to pack the stadium at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
They're used to those games.
Yeah, I mean, what do you and then C Money he told me to pencil in and then for Ole Miss, so I did. I mean, what do you do if your coach has been complaining the whole week about a bunch of other crap to the press? Maybe you can still focus. I don't know. Shark? What do you think?
I mean, if his players don't listen to him, nobody else does. Arkansas's been playing pretty well as of late. They look pretty strong. Been putting up some points, and Ole Miss is Lane's gonna do what Lane things. I don't see them covering 8, so I'm gonna pick Arkansas as well. But we need to figure out a way to remember what the line is on this. That way we're not thinking straight up. Because if it was straight up, I might go Ole Miss. But with that line, I'm gonna go Arkansas.
I'm gonna write it down.
Yeah, and
Please.
I can put it right here.
I'll write them down as we go, at least because it may move, you know.
I mean,
holy crap, that's an asterisk.
Yes, it is. Perfect for Lane.
All right, so they're giving them 8, so I'll put that right there. Plus 8 right there. And you can write them down. That'll be great too. Texas A&M, South Carolina. Crap.
It's a -3 for A&M.
Thank you. -3?
Yeah, that's a weird one too.
Seriously, that's only a 3-point spread.
Yeah, that's weird, man.
I saw it at 2.5.
Really?
You saw it as what, Charlie?
2.5.
2.5, yeah.
They're literally calling that just the home game advantage. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
Technical.
Hello, now we're behind the scenes. All right, so let's let's go this way, and I'll pull that back up. If it's just 3, man, there's no way I'm picking against Texas A&M on this game.
No way.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's coming straight from the ESPN site.
Yeah, I mean that's what. But I saw the stat today that, and I think it may be where it's coming from, that they lost to Bama and LSU by a total of like 5 points. South Carolina did. So I mean, they plan on them keeping it close. But I mean, Texas A&M is up and to the right. They're trending high.
Their defense is so much better than Alabama's or LSU's.
I agree. I mean, I think they easily covered the 3 points.
Yeah, I think that's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
I'm with Charlie on that one.
Yeah, I'm going A&M.
All right, so everybody's going A&M on that one?
Yeah, -3. Yeah.
If I was a gambling man, I would bet the house on it.
So I was going to say, if I was a different human being, I'd be putting all kinds of money on that one.
Yep.
Yeah, no doubt.
Was Marcel named the official starter going forward this week? I didn't see anything on it. I didn't know if they ever.
I haven't seen that either.
But even with Wegman, they would cover this.
No, I agree. I just was wondering if they made anything official or if they're going to play a little back and forth game.
Probably just don't want to say. If they were going to make it official, it'd probably be Friday.
All right. Sorry. All right. So we got this. Got ourselves back up here. All right. So, yeah, I am sure about it. Sorry. See, Money showed up and wants to get on, so I was sending him a link to get him on there. So we got him. He's coming back in just a second. But I'm just gonna, if everybody's gonna go with A&M, then I'm not even gonna mess with it. We're just gonna call that an X anyway.
Yeah.
Ohio State, Penn State.
That is a Ohio State 3.
Ohio State covers by 3. Is that what you said, Riz?
Yeah, that's the spread on it.
I'm trying to listen through my hoodie here. This is.
Me too, with the mask and a hoodie
Oh
on.
no. I'm over here cutting weight like I'm a wrestler.
Hey, that's good. Ohio State 3. Man, I think Ohio State's. I don't know, man. Who was it? Was it Shark that you said you thought Penn State was a fraud anyway, right?
I think they're a fraud, but that's a heck of a place to play. I've been there. That's a rough stadium to play in. So.
And it's crazy that's an 11 o'clock game too.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
It's that Big Ten crap. Yeah, Big Ten.
Fox Network.
To combat what was going on with the big games in the SEC, they chose to go 11 o'clock on Fox. It's the craziest thing. Some of their biggest games are 11 o'clock games year round.
Money's
they
money.
Talked about that with Penn State, that they can't get a night whiteout game because every big game they play is at 11 o'clock because of Fox.
Yeah.
Oh, those poor. Never mind.
I was at that Auburn game. That was fun.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I remember that. That was crazy. I was jealous of that. 3. All right, so on my pick, I just can't. I mean, I don't think Penn State can do it. I hate Ohio State. Like I've already talked about Brian Day. Everything about that team is like Alabama to me. I don't like them, and my heart doesn't want them to win this. But if it's 3, I just feel like I don't have the faith that James Franklin's team is what they say they are. So I'm taking Ohio State on that one. Charlie?
I think this game comes down to offenses because both defenses are pretty good. Can I say it's going to be a push? Is that a choice?
I don't think so.
It
can be.
I just think it's going to come down to the last second. I think Ohio State's going to win, but I think I can see them winning by a game-winning field goal.
A field goal to win it?
Yeah. Put my pick in the middle.
I can put you on the verse. Holy moly.
I'm just concerned about Drew Aller being banged up. He had to leave the game last week. But I think this is an ugly football game. Score-wise.
I think it's going to be a fun one to watch.
Yeah.
I do hate that it's the 11 o'clock game. I mean, really, who's going to be up for it? That's a big question. That's another thing. I feel like Ohio State will be up for it, where Penn State. Ohio State's been there. They live there. They stay at this level. Penn State, not so much. Rizzo, what do you think?
I'm going to Ohio State, man. I think Judkin's gonna have a good game run the clock, and I don't know. It's like I just don't believe in Penn State. They never win the big ones they're supposed to.
Yeah. I got C Money popping up in here. There he is.
What up?
What up,
What's up, man?
I love that mask too, man. The worse it fits, the better it works.
Yeah.
That is it, man. Oh, I love that. So, Shark, what are you thinking on this one?
I'm going to do a little Shark version of this one because Charlie said that he thinks their defense is fire. I'm going to go.
Quote.
I'm going to go ahead and read this schedule off this year. Penn State squeaked by an unranked West Virginia, an unranked Bowling Green at home at 11 o'clock, 34-27 on Bowling Green. They did blow out Kent State, who hasn't. They beat an unranked, which they were ranked 24th at the time, but that's gone by the wayside, Illinois at home. They they squeaked in that game because they scored they scored a touchdown late. It was a 14-7 ball game in the fourth quarter. They squeaked by UCLA, and they barely got out of USC alive. And, once again, late touchdown. It had been 21-13 over Wisconsin. So I haven't seen them do anything this year. So I'm definitely going Ohio State all the way, covering everything.
Ohio State all the way. Steve Money, we have your picks on here. Did you have any thoughts on this Ohio State Penn State game?
I mean, Ohio State, Will Howard's playing great. Jeremiah Smith is playing great. Quinshot Judkins, Travion Henderson. I mean, they don't have what they used to have back there, so. And Jarrell was hurt, right?
I don't know.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
He practiced Wednesday, the last I saw.
Okay.
I mean, once again, just to reiterate, Franklin's always good for one loss a year, no matter what. I think this could be a good time for it.
Yeah, he definitely. That's what I was saying. His ups and downs are drastic when he does it.
He reminds me a lot of Kiffin, man. They're both good for screwing up a game or two.
Yep.
Yeah.
True that.
Well said.
Rizzle, do you have the spread on the pick game pulled up?
Yeah, it's SMU by 7.5.
Did you say 7.5?
Yeah,
Yes.
SMU.
I saw that earlier.
Oh, I forgot we're picking against the spread. Since we're picking against the spread, I'll take Pittsburgh.
You already made your pick.
Yeah,
My bad.
your picks are there. See money.
Yeah. You can't move them.
What's this?
It's almost like your dad runs the podcast, man. It ain't right.
So yeah, go back and if you want to go back and make sure on the spread stuff because you did pick yours ahead of time and text them to me. Ole Miss was favored by 8. Everybody chose A&M, so we left it out. Ohio State was favored by 3. If you want to discuss any of those and move it around, let me know. You still got time.
I think Ohio State's going to win by more than that. Ole Miss is going to win by 8.
Like what you got?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Pitt, SMU, 7.5.
7.5. Holy
Yeah.
cow.
That's got to be the money's moving that one, huh? That's
I guess that Pitt defense too, but of course the SMU they might end up winning the ACC before this is over.
yeah. When they start talking about the 12-team playoff and the way the ACC is shaking out, it's crazy. When the names that are coming up, especially when they get into the tiebreakers.
Yeah.
Well, because Clemson and Miami do not play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
There could be a 3-way tie with Clemson, Miami, and SMU all undefeated because they don't play each other.
Yep.
Yeah, and then not to keep going off subject, but everybody knows there's a way that Georgia ends up getting into the 12-team playoff as maybe the number 1 or the top 3 in the country, but doesn't play in the SEC championship game.
Yeah.
There's some weirdness going on.
It's almost like they didn't think this one through, and it was only about money, huh?
I thought you had to be a conference champion to be a top 4 seed.
Well, okay, I meant maybe not top 4 seed. I was thinking top 4 in the nation going into the playoff. Yeah. Sorry, that was a good point.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it was a good point. Let's put this. This is the one. Halloween is when Charlie has a good point. Let's put it down.
Yeah. Man, I don't even know what to do with this one. Like,
Dude, I think Pittsburgh wins this game outright.
Really?
I do.
I mean, there was a point in the season where I bought into the Brett Lashley and I was all about it, and then it screwed me over. And now,
man, these are 2 tough games. These next 2 are just brutal.
Yeah. Well, part of that little slowdown was me trying to get my depth perception right to touch the touch screen. I couldn't get it there.
See out of your eye hole.
Beep. 7.5. I'm going SMU for the 7.5. I think Pitt wins, but
And you got it backwards.
I got it backwards.
Yeah, you got it backwards if you think Pitt wins.
If you think Pitt wins, that means they cover.
Sorry. I was thinking minus. My bad. Okay, there we go.
Well, if you're gonna make Charlie step late, he's gonna pay attention to everything.
I'm nickel and diamond, y'all.
That's right.
All right, so Rizzle, what you said you got Pitt outright? That's
Yeah,
your
I
pick?
got Pitt outright, man. I really do. I think SMU get exposed a little bit. I think that offense is he'll have a Gus Malzahn moment.
Yeah.
From the tree.
Yeah, you got that. You got that. Honestly, Charlie.
I think this could be a fun game to watch.
Oh yeah.
I think it's going to be a close game, so I'm going to take the points. I'll take Pitt. I think they cover the 7.5, but I don't know if they win the game.
Down to the shark.
Yeah, I can't see because I got sunglasses on. Pitt's undefeated still. Both of these teams are undefeated. Or is SMU got one loss? I can't tell.
SMU has one loss. They're undefeated in the ACC.
Yeah,
I
it was
can't
the
remember.
week that I picked them actually.
Yeah, I can't remember who they played and lost that week, but it was horrible.
I'll tell you. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I'm trying to rack my brain because that's gonna make.
Oh, they lost to BYU.
BYU. That's it.
Yeah, 18-15.
They're undefeated.
So yeah, the BYU is not a bad, as far as football team on there. Make questionable life choices, but wow, I mean, really, Pitt's defense has me on this one. You know what? I'm gonna be the guy that's out because there's nothing going this week as far as there's no prize to be won. I'm gonna be the element. I'm gonna pick SMU to cover.
Boom. All right, what's the latest spread on the Auburn? Is it still 2.5?
It's 7.
No,
I
it's
think.
like 7.
It's 7 now.
Vanderbilt by 7.
No, it's Auburn by
No,
7.
it's Auburn.
Auburn by
Favorite
7.
by 7.
Wasn't it started at 2.5? Am I wrong?
No, it started at 6.5.
Yeah.
It's Auburn by
Oh.
7.
Man,
It started at 6.5, and the 15 minutes of the ball game on Saturday night, and it was 6.5, and it's only moved to 7.
yeah, I got confused. It was the NFL game tonight that I was listening to everybody talk about that had that weird. Never mind, that's my fault.
I think this is gonna be.
Favored.
Yeah,
Sorry, Charlie.
No, I was talking NFL. It's illegal.
I think this is one of those ones that the line's going to move at the last minute. That big money's going to come in and move this line real hard, more than any of these at the last minute, I believe.
Yellowwood money.
Well, I mean, if y'all have ever paid attention to the line right before a football game, that's when the 15, 30 minutes before the ball game starts, that's when the whales come in, so to speak, and then you really get a real line.
Yeah.
And I believe that line will shrink come that time. But anyway,
Well,
y'all pick them.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start this one with Leatherface. What are your thoughts? I mean, I see what you picked. What do you say is going to happen to this game?
I think Hugh Freeze had a little breakout and realized that we need to take a break on the RPO this year, develop it a little bit more over the off season. I think we'll just stick with running the ball. I mean, last week, he had 285 yards, I think it was, and then 2 touchdowns, I think. And he kind of just carried the offense on his back. Peyton Thorne had an interception. Peyton, he didn't play bad. He's definitely this team is playing Auburn. If we play like that, I think we beat this team, especially at home. Because, they lost to Georgia State away, and Auburn's a whole different atmosphere at home. So,
Dig it. Charlie, what do you think?
I think our defense shuts down Diego Pavia. I think DJ Durkin and those guys finally enter the riddle of Diego Pavia. We win, we cover, we celebrate, we roll tumors.
So yeah,
Easy.
I think we're gonna do it too. But I was gonna ask Shark. I mean, you know more about scheming than I do. If you had to play against Diego Pavia, what's your go to on that?
I'm saying, yeah, exactly. I'm saying Eugene Asante, go. You just wreck his world. Every time he moves, you wreck his world.
Yeah, I was thinking Spa, but I just didn't know if that was too simple of an answer.
I mean, it's Vanderbilt. If this was something like, if this was an Ole Miss game or something like that, you can't. But we leave our corners on islands all the time anyway. So I'm just like, Eugene's smart enough to hang back. Eugene's smart enough to do what he needs to do. But I don't think that's what's going to happen this weekend. But that would be the wise choice for me.
Yeah. I won't make you make your pick yet. I'm gonna say, oops, that I'm going. Good Lord, sorry, my depth perception is wonky. I'm also going here. I haven't picked against them this year. Not going to pick them now. I think we're on it now. I think, man, if it's just like everybody said, if you just feed Darquez, man, we can get through a lot of the rest of these games if we just feed Darquez, man, make them respect it, and then even the bad throws that Peyton makes, they're going to be okay-ish because they're having to respect the run and they're not able to sit back or drop back the linebackers like they do and get in the middle of that little zone that he's fixing to throw into. So I'm going with Darquez and Hugh Freeze. And I feel really good about the rest of the season, honestly. I know we talked about that earlier, but I want to see an awesome game this weekend, and then I'm going to really be hyped up for the Iron Bowl. So, yeah, I'm taking Auburn. Trying to move it over. All right. Rizzle?
First of all, man, I see Money's mask. I was just sitting here looking at it, and it just keeps like I was like, man, who does he look like? Dude, that mask reminds me of Kathy Griffin.
Oh, that's hilarious, man.
A little bit.
This man.
Oh, God.
Anyways, dude, I'm a barn hard going Auburn, man. I don't see it, man. I really like to and want to believe that the kids are still bought in and they enjoyed that win, man. So why not get another one in front of your home crowd?
Yeah.
I'm picking them to win it straight up. Don't worry about the 7.5. I just really think our offense, if we get it clicking, I don't think Vanderbilt's defense can do much about it.
Yeah. I do too. And I really think we can shut it down. I really do.
I think our defense can for sure.
Shark?
Did Charlie go?
I did.
Yeah, he
Okay,
did.
darn. Everybody, hold on a second.
Puberty.
Lost my voice there. Yeah, gotta get back in the role here. Everybody's talking about how this, Vanderbilt's awful away from home, but we also know that Diego Pavia has owned Jordan Hare, so he had no problem with that with the Lesser team last year, and I think he was playing a better team last year in several ways in Auburn. This one I've been back and forth on 100 times. I really agree with Riz that I don't think if Auburn does what it's supposed to do, I don't think Vanderbilt defense can do anything about Auburn's offense. I can't remember a game that we played against a real opponent this year where the mobile quarterback didn't whip us. Can y'all?
No. All the way back at Cal. It started at Cal.
He wasn't that mobile. That white guy from Cal was like the
He
fourth
wasn't
cut.
that mobile, but when he left the pocket,
Yeah, exactly. And Auburn has not been good at that all year. So there's like a million things to take here. And you got to fix the line because the line's 7. It's a touchdown, not 7.5. I'm on Charlie Barney. That's right.
Until 6 times.
But that's as far as I can go as far as waiting on a pick here.
Yeah, you're
I
on.
guess I'm just gonna go with the homers and just pick Auburn here. I don't feel good about it at all.
What?
I don't feel good about this game. I don't feel good about like you said. You felt good about the rest of the season. I'm thinking ULM's the one win, and I'd like to squirt through this one, but I think A&M and I'd love to beat Alabama. Well, I hope you're right. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know that Freeze can't not throw. He said that in his press conference.
Yeah,
So-
but maybe that's what I'm saying. Maybe this last time.
Well, I mean, this could be like the worst thing in the world is if he does have success throwing here and he gets ULM, because then he'll try to go in A&M and Alabama and throw.
Well, no, I don't want that either.
Yeah, so you gotta take this with a grain of salt. But I'm gonna stick with Auburn. I mean, I went on a limb with SMU. I think we all end up disappointed in the Auburn game. As far as I don't think they'll cover, but I hope they win. I really do. War Eagle.
We won't be disappointed if they win.
Yeah.
No. All right, so that's our picks for this week. Halloween edition. I kind of like the mask. I wish I had a mask to wear every week. It makes this. I think it makes me a little better at this whole thing.
More attractive.
Uh,
This game's coming. Easy money. Easy.
Okay. Anybody got anything else to throw in there today? See, money. We talked about Bama fans being butthurt and complaining about Hugh Freeze's morals. You kind of missed that, but I don't know why, but they're all over social media wanting to bring up that again. And we talked about that for a minute, but then Lane Kiffin complaining about not having a night game. You got anything to throw in there before we end it?
I just think it's funny that as soon as Alabama fans have a down year, that they just start coming at our head coach.
I love it.
For the first time.
As he's saying that, I'm asking, is LSU and Alabama not playing this week? Is that next week?
Next week.
Yeah,
next week. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they got nothing to do except, I don't know.
Come pretend that they're moral superiors.
Yeah, no doubt. It's a crazy conversation.
Ask their cousins how moral they are.
Right.
It's also their wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's awesome. Thank you, everybody, for dressing up. I appreciate that because it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
Ding. I love it. All right. So I'm going to hit this thing and we're going to get out of here. We just did a quick pick show for Halloween. And we'll hit y'all back on Sunday. We'll figure that out later. I can't do the math right now.
On All Hallows Eve, children and adults alike hide their faces and indulge in fantasy. Horror stories and urban legends find their base in this night. But what if the entire year has been a masked horror story? What teams are masked and what teams have been unmasked? Join Charlie, Rizzle, Shark, C-Money, and Barner as they dive into the horrors of this season and pick who is marauding as killers and who the real killers might be.
Oh, dude, that's hot.